chave pix antoniosivagamer66@gmail.com tips. Nitbot Edit, bem-vindos ao canal, fiquem à vontade para trocar ideias. Nitbot Edit, inscreva-se na Twitch para mais lives. Nitbot Edit, inscreva-se na Kik para mais lives.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. On main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cab okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this pantywaist know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
External Temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the alarm bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
and fly. God be with you.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training arm.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our mobs. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October 16, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handed him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us. Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selinoyarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The full surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proof.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle. Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as you're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
Oh, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before.
In survival training.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order.
Be careful.
What about you, Major?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No. There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can...
To climb a tree, I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack. I see you've... In the survival viewer, choose your available weapons will be displayed in it. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the enter button.
Got it.
Yep, that's right. Survival is after you've been... If you're stamina, you won't be able to keep an eye on. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use...
My only...
That's right. However, once it's durable, the suppressors, any weapon...
I have to...
You can't... No,
Then...
I'm a... As I take...
How generous of... Fooling them into...
Just take the room.
You mean that...
If you're...
I guess that means... A real...
Relax.
Who?
I'll introduce this time, as well as... She's...
Hello. As a nomadic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording you whenever you want.
So saving lets me record...
That's right.
Good to know.
There's one more... A legendary soldier and your... Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first... She's going to be serving...
The boss is?
She all...
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. Talk to me.
It's been 5 years. 72.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course.
Really?
What?
Why'd you
I was on a top... You didn't need...
But there were
No. I taught the red
technique.
How to... A soldier in... Listen to me. Having heard politics determine who you... And power... Yesterday...
Is that why you abandoned me?
No. It had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. But you're looking for a reason to. You're a natural, a soul. That's doubly true. He has no enemy. You follow. That's not the. In the end, you have. There's a saying.
Being.
It means
I-
the president.
I follow.
People aren't the one.
Then who?
The time. People. So there's no. As long as we.
And that's the way.
The only thing is the.
All right.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake.
That's right, the legendary, the Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
Same. Snake. But this.
See, I've been in.
Not to worry. After all, this.
Where are you, Bob?
The boss is
My frequency is one.
Gotcha.
your mission. Doctor, the boy.
Snake. Try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Call_555 Ditilho Brujeria Artimogilet Sometimes Play Together and Charity Pon Discord _TP
Tirei nele, mano. Ah, ele nunca viu.
Caçamia Editelo Caçamia Edit Chat Visible
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
The six should all if but
What the? Huh? Who's that? Huh? Who was that? Huh? Huh? Who's that?
Anthony Jeans 275 acaba de seguir.
Huh?
Porra. Caralho.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Seeing things. Huh? What was that? Huh? Who was that? Who's that? Huh? What's that sound?
We've lost sight of the enemy. He's definitely here somewhere. Flush him out.
Vivo. ter deixado aqui. Não. Ah, vou. Assim, um jogo. Mudou. Eu não erro. Porra. Acredito. Eu não erro essa minha. Caralho, tô dando erro essa bosta. Tenta de novo. Porra, eu tô dando erro. Ai, mano, eu dei erro. Caralho, tá gravando mesmo? Puta que pariu. Não. Porra. Mano, tô de sacanagem mesmo.